Okay, I am Chris Walton and I want to be an 80s Harrison Ford, but less cranky.
Hi, I'm Rohit Sinha, and I have made it happen. Now this ties in to, I think it's a quote that was attributed to Henry Ford. But as with all of these great quotes, I'm sure there were people before him, but this particular, let's just for now say it's Henry Ford. It's been one of my favourites, and I'll tell you a tiny moment where it really felt tangible. And the quote is, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. How do you feel about that one? You must have come across it.
Yeah, I've heard that, and I'm thinking of Stewie Griffin in Family Guy saying it, and I love that quote. Yeah, I agree with it. It's a very simple statement. Yeah, I agree with it.
Have you had any particular moments in your life where it's been so tangibly true?
I can't think of an example, but I would definitely have had times where I thought I couldn't do something, then I've gone and done it. And definitely working in hypnosis where people have phobias and that kind of thing, or public speaking.
Yeah.
Just gone on and done these things that didn't seem possible. But I'm going to throw in a crowbar into the works, perhaps. But when people come to sort of do hypnotherapy on something like public speaking, I think that part of them, maybe their higher self, may think that they can
Already by coming to you.
Yeah, otherwise, if you don't think you can, why are you exploring the change, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
Yeah. Is that what you think?
It might be that very, very first pre-action, before action, that first thought, that first connection, that first, I'll put a feeler out.
Yeah.
Might be one of the biggest steps you can take.
Yeah.
And that sets the sequence of events, so you end up doing it.
Yeah.
That's absolutely.
So can we change that to whether you think you can or you can't, you're right, but your higher self knows better?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, so we own it now. It's ours. But there was a tangible moment where I felt it hugely. Now, I like to think of it, as I often do, put these into graphs and things, a bit of a spectrum. So at one end you've got things that you know you can't do. Yeah. I can't just lift off and fly like a bird with flapping my arms. I can't do that, no matter how much I think of it. Then there are things that you know you can do. Right in the middle is this area that you're not sure. That's where I think it really comes to the fore.
Yeah.
Now, I remember that I was on a paddleboard, and it was summer, and we were on a smaller part of Lake Coniston up in the Lake District.
Yeah.
I got super excited, and I just kind of learned how to stand on it.
Yeah.
And I got, just started going. As I started going, I realised I'm a bit far from the kind of edge of the bank at the moment. And in being over a deeper part of the water, I had a little look down. It's crystal clear, beautiful Lake Coniston. I can see this is really, really far down.
Yeah.
And in that moment, whilst I was excited, I could do it. I could totally paddle and stand up. I was enjoying myself. And then the doubt crept in. It was like, if you fall here, this is going to be a cold shock in quite a deep lake. And so it was just that moment of, this is precisely whether you think you can or whether you think you can't is going to determine whether you stay afloat.
Yeah, because you could have seized up there and just not been able to get back.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Not the way I was thinking about it was once you do something, then you feel like you can always do it, right?
Yeah.
I not really thought about the other way where you're like, oh, maybe I can't do something now. Yeah, but I think you'd be in agreement that for myself, how the nervous system and the beliefs tie in. That kind of particular scene where it's a dangerous one, or the nervous system's fired up and there's anxiety, that can totally change the way you think and your reality, you know. So
absolutely, it'll change the tone of your muscles, it'll change your reactivity. So actually, the movements you want to make on the paddleboard are going to be different. Yeah. If you're already doubting yourself, you might just be a bit more off balance because you're too tense in the core.
Yeah. So could we put whether you can or you can't? Depends on how chill your nervous system is.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it always does come back down to.
Yeah. Nice.
That's probably the signal, the actual real signal underlying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll own it again. Thanks.
Yeah.